We're live.
We're live. I got to skip over here.
I don't know why this is so like
I don't know.
weird.
It
but
is weird today.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm gonna check and
We're
see.
checking to see if we look
Mhm.
pixelated.
Not so far. Which is weird because there's a delay.
There is a delay.
Oh look. That is weird to watch. Okay. So we should be okay.
We should be good.
Hopefully we'll be fine.
We should be good. So, all right. Well,
Gotta stop watching that because it's too weird.
yeah.
It's too weird. Hi.
Hello, friends. It's been a hot minute.
It has.
For book club.
A month.
Yeah. Crazy. It's like we do this once a month.
I know. It's like weird how that works out, isn't it? Yeah. It's okay. She has been up running already this morning.
That's right.
So
that's right. Baby. Kissy.
Brought the hardware.
I remember the hardware this time. Did you say what it says? Shake your tail feather?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It
took me a minute.
Turkey Trails 10K today.
Ooh.
Which, I'm just going to leave this on.
Yeah.
Because I earned this medal.
That's right.
It was cold AF this morning. Okay. Feels like temperature 10 degrees with a wind. And the whole course, the 6.2 miles that I ran this morning, the whole course around a lake, mind you, hills. So many hills.
So many hills.
So many hills. But I did it. I ran it. I ran the whole thing. And I got a PR today. And I took second in my age group. Not to brag or anything.
Not to brag.
But I took second in the 30 to 35-year-old age group. So, you know.
There we go.
Came in under an hour. 58 minutes. And
awesome.
Like 20 seconds.
Well, there we go. There we go.
Yeah. The first place person was 56 minutes. So I got a little ways to go.
Hey, it was a PR.
It was PR.
So that's progress.
Yep.
That's all we care about.
Yep. Congrats to Taylor.
There you
that
go.
was the first place person in the 30. Anyway, y'all are not here to listen to me brag about my running accomplishments. We're here to talk about A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandanna.
Yes.
Because who doesn't love a cozy fantasy in fall?
I know. That's why I picked it.
Yep.
That's why I picked it.
Yep.
Well,
and
part of the reason.
Part of the reason, because we've also read from her before.
Mm-hmm.
Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches.
Yep. That is it.
Nailed it. We love that
yes.
book. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Book. I'm over here speaking for you. I love that book.
No,
but I know that you liked it.
I did. I loved it too. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted. I wanted something cozy. Just again, yeah. Get in that fall feel. I don't know if this book was. I don't remember.
It was.
Was it? That's how much I paid attention.
I believe it was fall and then into winter.
Oh, it was. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep. I do remember that. I'm just like, oh man, this is perfect.
I do distinctly remember Christmas being mentioned towards the end. So yes.
Yeah.
It's set in England, so they don't have Thanksgiving. So that's, that would have been my clue in, but
yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'm just gonna. This won't stay up. So
it won't stay up.
This is what we're talking about.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually read this book like a month ago, like beginning of the month. So
before I picked it.
Yeah, before you
and I did not know that. That wasn't. I knew she had it.
I bought it because like I said, I really enjoyed A Very Secret Society. And so this book just came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I am not one to go out and buy new releases right away and read them right away. Mind you, I might buy it right away, but I'm reading will give me 2 years to get there. But this one, I was like, you know what? This is going to be perfect, cozy for fall. And I read it like the week after I got it. Not even a lie.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to... It might take me a little bit to remember everything that happened because I have read about 10 books since then. So, well, not quite 10, more like 6, but still, that's a lot of books.
It's a lot of books.
Yeah,
I was just thinking too, like, because I've read 2 books since since this. No, I finished one right before this one, went right into this one, and now I finished one since. And they're all 3 cozy fantasy.
Oh.
So some of the things have been like, as I've been trying to think about it, I'm like, oh, did that happen in this book or this? I don't remember.
Right. See, that's why you gotta keep the genres separate.
Well, it's why I should keep notes, but I don't keep notes.
That too.
So
yeah.
Anyway,
she's over here relying on her memory.
I am.
Good crazy lady.
I am. Anyway, yes. This is what we're talking about. This book features Sarah Swan, who is the witch in question. Mm-hmm. And when Sarah was young, she had like this extraordinary power. Like she was one of the top witches in the country.
Yeah.
And she performed a spell that was not only hard and took a lot of her power, it was also illegal to do.
But worth
it. And when she did that, she not only hurt her own power, so she didn't have access to it anymore, but she also got basically exiled out of the guild.
Yes.
The Witches Guild.
Really? More because she was a threat to the most powerful witch, warlock, dude, whatever.
Yeah.
But we can go with the fact that she did something illegal.
Well, there were other witches who wanted to kind of give her some leeway because she was so young and the nature of the spell. They wanted to give her some leeway, but he would not allow it. He was...
Because he had to be the only one with all the power.
He did not like the competition. No. Even though she was 15 and he was a grown-ass adult, but there you go.
Yeah, well, a lot of men don't mature like they should.
No, they don't. They don't. Anyway, then the rest of the book is spent 15 years later. She now runs an inn that was given to her by her parents, and she runs it with her great aunt Jasmine. And they have assembled this kind of motley crew of different people that live there with them. So the found family is strong.
Very strong.
In this
very
one.
Cute though.
Yes, very cute.
Absolutely loved it.
And then tables turn, and Sarah comes across a possibility that might restore her magic. So that is the premise of the book. Mm-hmm. So I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I remember I gave the Very Secret Society 4 stars because there was a thing at the end that was so unlike the rest of the book that it really just shook me right on out, and it just did not go with the rest of the book as a whole in it. So that's why I knocked it off a star. There was nothing of the sort in this book for me, and so I gave this 5 stars. I did. I loved it.
Whoa.
This is my very favorite kind of cozy fantasy because it's not just all light and sweetness and everything works out for the absolute best with very little effort. There is effort here. It's cozy in a way that it's not easy, but it's very warm feeling. And like people are good to one another. Mm-hmm. And things do work in a way, but it's rough getting there. And there are stakes to it and there are consequences to actions. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just all, like I said, light and fuzzies, warm fuzzies. Right. And so it's my very favorite kind. And it all made perfect sense the way it all fell out. So
yeah. And I liked how even though everything worked out in the end, it didn't work out perfectly.
Right, exactly.
Like, it was a very like realistic kind of an ending. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the times you have like a cozy fantasy book or stuff like that where it's just like they lived happily ever after and got everything they wanted and everything that they like whatever. And this was kind of just like, well, I don't have all of my magic. Like Sarah's like, I don't have all of my magic anymore, but I have this family and that's more than what my magic is worth. Like,
Yeah, we should say from here on out, massive spoilers. We're just going to talk about like everything.
I mean, we're here for book club. So, of course there's going to be spoilers.
Just a monthly reminder that from here on out, spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't.
Yeah, just read the book and then come back.
That's right. Read the book and come back. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
I did. That was kind of my, like I said, there were stakes to this and serious things and serious consequences for serious action, and not everything was easy. There was setbacks, and there was, I mean, it was just, there's a bite to it.
Yeah.
That makes it with the sweetness, because sometimes in these books, like, everybody knows exactly how to treat everybody else, and nobody ever makes missteps, and everything's just perfect. And it's just like, nobody is that way. Nobody is like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if people have the best of intentions, there's a learning curve here.
Right.
And so in this, there is very much the everybody knows how to treat everybody else and all of this. But there's, with the plot outside of the characters, it's just, there's a bite to it that balances that out. And it's really good.
Yeah.
There is an autistic character.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, from the get-go, everybody knew exactly how to treat Posey and how to deal with Posey, and everything was fine. And it's like, okay, realistically. And I mean, just amazing that one of the other guests of the inn had been a dance teacher working with special needs children.
Right.
And like,
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
In a cozy fantasy, clearly very high.
Very high. But the rest of it, I mean, that was just like a side note that was like, oh, that's nice. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that worked that out just fine. But the rest of it was a little rough. So it balanced. There was a good balance there that I enjoyed. That's why it's kind of perfect cozy fantasy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot to bring my notes, so I don't exactly know why I gave the book this rating. Don't remember. But I gave it 3.5 stars.
Oh my.
I did not like it as much as the other one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. I don't remember why.
Maybe as we talk about it, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think it was just like the vibes of it, maybe. I don't know. A lot of my ratings are based off of like how a book makes me feel instead of like necessarily like whatever. And I guess I feel like maybe this one I just didn't like get into the story as much. Like I feel like maybe there were some parts that were just too like, I don't know. I think probably you mentioning
too sweet.
Yeah, like the way that they are treating like Posey and stuff, and then just like some things that were just made me go like, oh, okay. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I wish I would have brought my notes, but yeah, I don't know. I like the other one better. But this one was still enjoyed it. It was still fun. It was still very cozy. Definitely a lot of moments where I was just like, while I was reading it, just like giggling to myself. Like,
hi, Jason. By the way, hello. Thank you for being here today.
Yes, and all the way from Costa Rica. Hello.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
Get into it. I don't know where. Well, we've talked about characters. Let's talk about the characters. Mm-hmm. So this crew of people. So at one point when Sarah was younger, there was a person who had been at the inn that was so mean and so disrespectful, and it made her young little like 10-year-old self so mad that she cast this unintentional spell over the inn so that rude, mean people can't find it. Mm-hmm. The only people who find it are people who are in need of a place to stay for whatever reason. So she cast this spell. And so anyway, at the present, there is Matilda, who is a older, well, obviously she had been a teacher. And so she came just for like, I don't know, vacation or something, and ended up staying. Mm-hmm. So she's like a long-term resident, permanent resident. And then Nicholas.
Oh, Sir Nicholas.
Who
he also came for just the night.
Well, he works at this Renaissance fair, this kind of permanent Renaissance fair nearby. and he had rented this room, this apartment. And when he got there, for some reason it wasn't ready or something. So he needed a place for the night. And he ended up giving up that other lease in order to just be a permanent resident. But he believes himself that he is a knight, like completely. Like he wears armor, has a sword.
He takes his job at the Renaissance Fair very seriously.
Takes it very seriously, and just like lives like he's a medieval knight. So
he cracks me up so much, like with all the times where he was like protective of Sarah.
Yeah.
Just like, you will not speak to Lady Sarah that way.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. You will not treat Lady Sarah this way.
Run him through with a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Protecting her honor.
Yep.
So that, and then there is
Jasmine.
Well, Jasmine.
Right.
Sarah's aunt. And then Theo, who is Jasmine's nephew. Like a cousin of Sarah's, some sort of family.
Yep.
But Theo is also magical. None of the others are. Well, except for Sarah, obviously, minimally. Mm-hmm. But Theo is magical. And when his parents came in, I guess the first sign that a child is magical is that they'll be found levitating. Mm-hmm. And so his parents came into his bedroom to wake him up for one of the reason, and he was levitating. They did not react well to this at all. And
it was, gosh, I had a whole like comparison to that. Almost like how the Dursleys were with Harry. But not like that mean, but I just they didn't want him to.
They didn't want him around. Mm-hmm. They were scared of his power. They were scared of how if he would be able to hide it from normal people, all this. And so Sarah ended up taking him in to be his guardian and to help him along with his magical studies and things like that. So he's also a resident there. And then
there's Clemmy.
Oh, Clemmy. Yes,
there's Clemmy. You can't forget about Clemmy.
I wouldn't have, but yeah. So Clemmy is a witch who, when she tried... So Arthur is the other really powerful witch. And he made Clemmy mad. And so Clemmy tried to cast a spell on him, but she didn't have enough power. A curse. She didn't have enough power to see it through. And so when her power fizzled out, the spell backtracked onto her and turned her into a fox. Mm-hmm. So she's stuck in a fox body. And she came to the inn when she heard about Sarah being this really powerful witch, that eventually Sarah would have enough power to break her curse. Mm-hmm. So she lives there as well. Yeah.
Clemmy is ridiculous.
She is.
She is like, everyone thinks of Clem as like, not like evil, but very like mischievous with not the best morals.
Well, if she was described as she would be a villain if she had enough power to be a villain, but she doesn't. So
she's like a wannabe villain, and it just cracks me. Like all of her, like she's just sassy too.
Yeah,
I liked her sassiness.
Yes. So then
quite the ragtag group.
It is. So this is the long-term residents of the inn that our main male character, Luke, finds himself bumbling into. And he is also magical, of course. And there is this, in this particular part of England, there is an actual school, kind of like a boarding school, that did they call it the castle or did they call it something else? I can't remember now. I don't remember.
It
anyway,
doesn't matter. Like
it doesn't
or something.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, Sarah had gone there for a while until, of course, she was exiled. But Luke lives there with Posey, and his kind of boss, his supervisor, is Professor Walters, who had been one of the witches that was arguing in favor of Sarah. And she also knows about this spell that could possibly return Sarah's magic to her. So she manipulates Luke into taking Posey because he needs a vacation, obviously, and needs some time to figure out Posey's not doing well
At the school.
at the school.
Yeah, they're threatening to kick her out because she's too much.
She's too much. And she's 9 years old, but
this is also a bunch of elitists who just...
She's not very high functioning.
Well, and she doesn't come from the best of the best families either.
Well, no, but she's, with her autism, she's kind of middle functioning. Like, she can't understand why she should not do magic in front of just anybody. And she doesn't understand why she can't just leave a classroom or a room whenever she feels like it, or why she shouldn't be climbing on roofs, or, you know, that's why I say she's probably middle functioning on the autism scale. Yeah. But they're having trouble there because obviously this very stuffy, very rigid sort of place, and she was not doing well.
They want their students to fall in line.
Yeah.
And listen and just be little sheep.
Yes.
And obviously that's not happening with Posey. Yeah. And since they can't control her like they can control everybody else, they're like, right, this just isn't the best for you. You should probably take her somewhere else.
Yeah. But her parents, who are obviously Luke's parents as well, they just they can't deal with her. And again, she became magical. And when that happened, her parents, who probably weren't really dealing with her autism in the first place, now really couldn't deal with them. And so Luke took her in order to give her a better environment. And so he brought her to the guild. Well, and then that didn't really work out. And he was struggling. And so Professor Walters, who really wanted to help Sarah, manipulated Luke into taking a vacation with Posey to try and figure these things out. And in a roundabout way, sent him to the inn.
Yeah. Because he needed it.
Because he
Sarah
needed it.
spelled out in there.
Yeah.
Just like the professor knew it would.
Yeah. And so there rounds out our group at the end.
The opening line, the introductory line to when we see Luke meeting Sarah. After she's chasing after Hey. Ruru. Sorry, I just did a Moana reference right there.
Yeah.
Ruru. Chicken's a chicken. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But yeah, Ruru. The rooster, the skeleton chicken, which one of my favorite characters in the whole book, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ruru runs out into the street, into the road after escaping through the gate and everything, and Sarah swoops in and grabs him right before Luke's about to hit him with the car, and Luke gets out and is just like, of course it would be you.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you. And I was like, what a meet cute. I love this so much. Like, that was that line, and it was at the end of a chapter, so I immediately had to keep reading. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I love this. I love this. It was
it was good.
It's perfect.
And what's so funny is it's not Grumpy Sunshine, it's Grumpy.
It's Grumpy.
And I love that. That was so great.
I loved it so much. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, I do really enjoy a Grumpy Sunshine pairing as well, obviously from, the assistant to the villain in the series and all of that. But this Grumpy was really nice.
It was fun.
It was so fun.
It was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy, especially Sarah's, because like she knew exactly what she was doing when she was being grumpy. And so she could turn it off like that if she wanted to, because she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, because she wasn't like deep set grumpy. It was kind of more of just like almost a sassy grumpy.
Yeah.
Like kind of a thing.
More exasperation and irritation.
Yeah, like she was a very, very like good person and very kind and loving and all of that. It was just fun to see her, like, that's how she is as a person, and then to see her just outwardly just be kind of grumpy. And
patience was not always her strong suit.
No. It's like, I get it, girl.
And
I get it.
The goat. Oh my God, the goat.
Oh my gosh. That was one of the rules. Like, she had a list of rules. For the thing, and one of them was
no goats.
No goats. And then,
because Matilda, who is a gardener, but very
a very
bad
bad gardener.
had been trying to talk Sarah into this goat, getting a goat, and Sarah kept saying no. So yeah, it was no goats, but
until one day there was a goat.
But just the reaction to that, though. I mean, this happens later after Luke and Posey have been there for a while, and they're going crazy because Matilda borrowed a goat. Sure that if Sarah saw that everything would be fine, then she would be okay with Matilda getting a goat. And of course, it goes terrible. The goat tears everything up.
The goat was eating shoes and whatever. You know, as goats do.
As goats do. So Jasmine gets rid of Nicholas and Matilda so that Luke can magically restore the yard. But the point being, when Jasmine was talking about it, and Luke is like, oh, is she going to be like so mad or whatever? And Jasmine's like, they're not afraid of her wrath. They're afraid that she is going to be upset, quietly, devastatingly upset. And that's why everybody was panicking. So it's like, you know, they know that her irritation and her grumpiness is surface. Like she, you know, they have no doubt how much she cares and things, but so that's why they were all panicking.
And then Sarah got home and she's like, as if you thought something happens here that I don't know
about. I don't know about.
You know, like I knew that there was a goat. I knew this.
Well, yeah, when she walked up and she's like, it was a goat, wasn't it? Yes, it was a goat.
Yep. It's like, oh, girl. Yeah.
But then the fact that when Luke said, you know, are you going to tell him? And she said, no, I think I'll take this one to my grave. You know, just like, there's no need. They learned a lesson. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of rounds out this found family group.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, another thing about characters that, as I've said before in wrap-ups, if you've watched them, when I talk about the October Day series and others as well, the way that they just shoehorn in mental health issues or, you know, inclusiveness, it's just shoehorned in for the sake of doing it. And in this book, there's a lot of it. And it's done, this is how you should do it. Mm-hmm. Any author wants to know how to be inclusive. This right here, it doesn't stop to explain everything. It doesn't stop to preach at you. It doesn't stop and say, you know, introduces a gay character and then stop to do this paragraph long preaching on it. It's just there. They are there.
Yeah.
And they are accepted. Like Theo's friend Alex. It took me forever to catch on that their pronouns was there. They, them, there. It took me forever to realize that was even what they were doing. So she slips in a non-binary character without saying a word about it. Mm-hmm. She didn't introduce them. She didn't have another character go up to Luke and go, oh, by the way, and here's what we do. Yeah. You know, it was just there. Mm-hmm. And that was, I thought, really well done.
Right.
And, you know, the fact that Matilda and Jasmine being lesbians, it was just there. Mm-hmm. It wasn't explained. It wasn't no big thing made about it. It was just there.
Yeah. Even and like Sarah's stuff, because she had a lot of mental health issues.
Well, yeah.
Because I mean, she's
the
went
mental
through something
health
very
issues.
traumatic. Yeah. And it wasn't so much like no one sat down and was just like, okay, so Sarah's a little touchy on this, like whatever. It was like we were shown it.
Right.
Like we were thrown into like these scenes where we can actually like you can see it and you can feel like her pain.
Yes.
And it was just done so well. Oh my God.
That was the one time
with the ghosts?
That was the one time I cried. Mm-hmm. I cried at that scene.
That was a lot. But it was so well done.
Yeah, because at the time after she lost, and she does describe it when she's talking later to Luke about it. So the house
it made sense.
As a kind of a side effect of the spell that she put on it, the house is really quirky. So it will sprout flowers out of teacups, or every Sunday it rains tea that never gets anybody wet. You know, little quirks like that. Well, one of the things is that it's constantly showing kind of visions of
Ghost
Sarah
memories.
in the past, but they're hazy and stuff. So Sarah calls them ghosts
Mm-hmm.
for that reason, but also because she feels like, these are her past selves she's not that person anymore. And so this house keeps showing these to her. And they had one, because I think it was maybe Luke noticed the dent in the cupboard door and asked about it. And she said, well, she did that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the one ghost that her house never shows her because they have an agreement that that's too painful.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it was at the point after she lost her magic when she had been, again, 15. So she was acting out. She was angry. She was depressed. And at that point, it all came to this head. And she, her feelings, how'd she describe it to Theo? Remember?
Yeah, I don't
her
remember
feelings were too big to keep
yeah.
inside or something like that. And she kicked it the wall. Well, then the house showed that ghost, and she was just like broken that she was having to see this again. And then Luke comes in
and he sees the whole scene.
He sees it, and
he just watched, and he comforted the ghost,
sat down with the ghost.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, I cried. It's like, you're so sweet. But just
it was so good.
It was
really cute.
It was. But just like that, you didn't hear about Sarah being depressed through the whole thing. You didn't hear it. She went to therapy. It was a passing mention because she asked Theo. Theo had a bad day at school, and it led into him talking about how he's angry with his parents for not accepting him. Valid. And she asked him if he felt like he ought to talk to somebody about it. And they talked about that. And she explained to him that she had talked to somebody about it before. Just in passing. It was just there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you need to do for representation, because it should never be a preachy moment that's all these characters are about. It was a moment in Sarah's life that she dealt with and moved on. She, handled her mental health. I don't know why other places can't be this way. It drives me insane. But it also made sense that she could comfort Theo in that way because she had been through it. It wasn't some other just well-adjusted but empathetic character that was going to come in and do this. She had been broken down and put herself back together.
Still kind of was a little broken.
Yeah. So, and this was not a past issue. It carried through. And Luke too. He had his trauma to deal with, and Posey even. But they talked about it and showed it through their behaviors rather than shoehorning it in. And it just, anyway, I really appreciated that. I thought it was very, very well done.
It was, for sure. It was very magical.
It was. It was. Yeah. So I think that, just character-wise, that was
pretty much it.
Yeah.
For that. Obviously everyone hated Albert.
Oh yeah.
What was the name
He's a tyrant.
He was a tyrant. And I'm so glad that, even though it was a big sacrifice to Sarah because she had just gotten her magic back fully and then she had to lose it all over again, it was worth it because Albert lost his magic too.
Yeah.
So, take that, Albert.
Mm-hmm. And she was so clever about it too.
I was like, that whole scene, I was like, oh, I knew what was going to happen. The second that they brought up that spell earlier in the book, I'm like, okay, this is going to come up later.
Yeah.
And they're talking about duel. I'm like, okay, I know this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I still was just like, I'm just reading
it.
Oh my gosh, how's she going to do it? How's she going to do it?
It was just so clever.
Yes.
During that whole duel.
Yes.
She didn't just come out and smack him with it. She led him into it. She baited that trap.
Yes, and it was so perfect because it was exactly how he deserved to lose his magic, to be tricked, to be bettered by the Sarah Swan that everyone thinks is better than him. Well, guess what? She is. She is.
She did.
Like, oh, I loved it.
Mhm.
Yes.
I did
And-
too.
Oh, yes. I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember what the one guy's name was that was like friends with the professor.
Howard.
Lady. Howard.
Howard.
Oh, he cracked me up.
Yeah, he was funny.
I really liked him.
He was funny. Just one of those, like, you think he's clueless until when he meets with Luke in the inn and is like, then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's not. He's just odd. He's not clueless. He's not airheaded. Just a little odd, but he sees things. Oh, and speaking of seeing things, having Posey figure out one of the spell components, it was so funny. Just the fact that she was trying so hard to communicate it to people.
Like, duh.
Yeah.
But the whole pictures and then Clemmy, was it Clemmy that was freaking out because it was her fur that they had to take?
Yeah, that Theo went over and pulled one of her hair.
Yeah. that was a good scene. For sure.
That was good. There was a lot of good scenes
really
in it. I mean, there wasn't like a whole lot of fluff to it.
It's like, I wish I had my notes so I know why I rated it 3.5.
I know.
Because it feels like a 4-star. Sitting here talking about
like
it.
it
Feels
should
like
have been better. But you judge it on how it makes you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And if it just didn't.
But like sitting here talking about it right now, I'm like, this book was so good. It's like, I just love this book. I would reread this book. I'm like, this 4 stars. You know,
Yeah.
I put it as 4 stars. I rounded it up to 4 stars in Goodreads. Maybe I'll just delete the 3.5 little note I put in there and just leave it as 4 stars.
Very good. I will say one thing that obviously didn't ruin it, like drop a star or anything. It was a little repetitive in places because, like, so Luke's trauma and what he had to work through was basically being unwanted. And so he walled himself off and gave off this really cold, icy kind of front to keep people away. And what he talked about later was he could see it happening with Posey when they were in the guild because she could sense that she was not wanted. And so she retreated further into herself. And she would, when she got like overstimulated, she had these fuzzy headphones that she put on and she had a farmyard game that she played. And he could see that more and more she was playing on her tablet rather than interacting, and that coming to the end, she needed that less and less and less. Except Luke, who was quite a bit older than Posey, had kind of set that. That was just part of his personality. And that was kind of what he had to go work through, because he was always saying at the end, this is temporary. We're only spending the night. We're only spending the week. We're going to move to Edinburgh, which is where his parents were at. And, you know, making all of these kind of excuses. And Sarah at one point says, you've had a foot out the door since you got here.
Which like offended him so much. And I was so I was still confused why he was so offended.
Or why that surprised him in any way.
Because he literally had been saying since the day he got there that we're leaving tomorrow. Or this is just temporary.
I think it was more that Sarah was calling him out as that being like this protective gesture. Like he was doing that to protect himself rather than responding to anything they had done to him. I think that's why, you know, she called him out going, you're doing this to yourself. Nobody else is doing it to you. But it got a little repetitive because it was just like he was constantly talking about that it being temporary. Constantly, without enough of the, every once in a while, it would be like, it's kind of like one of those, I'm going to leave before I'm kicked out kind of things. Like, I know that I'm going to outstay my welcome and they're going to kick me out. So I'm going to leave before that happens.
Right.
And he kept saying that, but then he kept like staying because he didn't want to leave. But anyway, it just,
I almost wonder.
That was a little repetitive. And Sarah's was also a little repetitive. Hers was obviously she had so much of her self-worth and identity tied up into how much power she had that when she lost her magic, she felt like she was worthless.
Mm-hmm.
And she still hung on to that, no matter how old she got, no matter how good she was at running an inn, to the point where she was seeing these ghosts of her past selves and disassociating herself from. They were almost like separate people that were gone,
Mm-hmm.
that had left. And so, yeah, that was her whole deal. But sometimes that got a little repetitive in talking about it. And it was like, y'all just had that realization. Could we move on from that now? Please?
Yeah.
How about the next step? I don't know.
Yeah. That's fair.
So I will say that, but it wasn't enough to bother me too much, obviously.
Yeah. What did you think about Clemmy becoming the new chancellor?
I thought that was funny.
I could not believe that they voted her as the new chancellor or whatever.
I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, what?
I didn't know why. They didn't say why, but
No.
that had been the thing, part of Clemmy's revenge, that when she was turned human again, she would go and she would beat Arthur and kick him out and be elected as the new chancellor. And everybody's like, oh yeah, sure, Clemmy, whatever. Because she had not really been well liked.
No,
when she was alive,
literally
when she was
everyone
human.
is always just like, oh, it's Clemmy, or
Yeah.
like she's like a villain and stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, everyone thinks not great things of you, but they're gonna vote you as
they're
their
gonna vote-
leader.
And she wasn't that powerful.
No.
So it's not like it was because she was a powerful witch.
No. I mean, she literally tried to curse someone and it backfired.
It backfired
and she
on
was
her.
a fox for years.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but I did think it was funny because
Yeah.
that had been mentioned so often and nobody was like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah. And like when she got turned back into a human, it was just hilarious. The descriptions and then just like the way she acted. Like she's like, oh, that's my old flame. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, and she just like picked right up with going along with him. It's like, oh, sweetie. I'm like, oh my god, okay, Clem. Get it, girl, get it.
She was a good character. She was great.
She was fantastic.
So yeah, I don't know why she got. I didn't quite understand how that happened or why that had happened, but I just thought it was kind of funny that it did.
Mm-hmm.
This was like kind of a wrapping up sort of thing, so you don't expect a lot of explanations.
Yeah.
In an epilogue sort of situation.
I guess I didn't really need an explanation.
Nah. I just did think it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So that was funny. I don't know what else. It's just a really just feel good.
It was very feel good.
She writes found family so well. She really does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love how her characters are always so quirky. Like they're just a little strange, but
a little bit on the odd side.
Yeah, I love it. I love it though. It's like those are some of the.
And Nicholas, though, speaking of the quirky, he's the one that always brings to mind as the quirky.
Yeah.
His little side story too. It just
and his character arc, honestly.
Yeah.
With the side story.
Like, yeah.
I was like, okay, Nicholas, you go.
Yeah. Like, such a gentle, like, little soul that I think was probably.
I just wanted to give him a hug.
Had a domineering family life that
probably he did.
That, well, 100%. He couldn't break from. So he just ran away when he finally confronted. And then giving Sarah the third piece to the spell that she needed.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
Oh, it was so
That was
cute.
pretty good. And it was
these people. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
I was gonna say these people took so long to figure out the ingredients to the spell. I tell you what, I had it figured out from about like the first 3 chapters. Like as soon as we found out that there was a spell to do, I was just like, we need this, this, and this. And I'm like, what is taking you so long to figure this out? Like none of these ingredients were a shock to me. Like help me help you.
It's not
help
like
me help you.
But it's not like in the frame of mind Sarah was at. It's not like she could figure out that she was the Phoenix. She wasn't gonna figure that out.
No,
wasn't.
Someone should have figured it out for her.
But even then, when Nicholas said that, that was the trigger for her to think about herself in a different way.
I understand why we had to go through all of this.
I know. But I mean, for the vast majority of the book, magic was not addressed with Nicholas and Matilda.
Right.
Until whatever happened that made it kind of obvious to not.
Something.
I don't remember what it was.
But that was funny though.
They had to, with Matilda saying, "Really, you think I don't notice that flowers sprout out of teacups?
Yeah. I've lived here for how long, and you think that I've never noticed these things?"
Yeah. It rains tea, for goodness sake.
Mm-hmm.
So, at that point, and why would Nicholas comment on her necklace at any other, it was just never came up. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So that was, I'm trying to remember, there was, when she got her magic back, just the way that she writes about it, she was talking about, basically she's just saying, the first instinct when kids get their magic is to just go crazy for it, and you end up on the couch, unable to move with a headache, feeling like elephants are tramping through your head or something like that. And then the next thing is, so of course, I ended up on the couch.
Yeah. That was
fun. It was like, no, I'm smarter than that. I knew what could happen. And so of course I ended up on the couch. Drained.
I really liked her relationship with her magic. Mm-hmm. I feel like you could almost say her magic is another character.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
In the book. And I just loved how she talked to it and stuff. It was like, it wasn't just a part of her, but it was also a friend and just a safe space. I don't know. It was very touching.
When it talked about magic being a thing that likes to be loved. Mm-hmm. And the more that you love your magic, the more it wants to be with you and wants to help you, wants to do things like that. And that was why it's not Arthur, Albert.
Is it?
Oh, I think it's Albert. Yeah, not
Have
Arthur.
We been calling him Arthur?
Yes, we've been calling him Arthur. It's Albert.
Well, it doesn't matter because he was a piece of poop.
It doesn't matter. But anyway, that's why he was more controlled, mm-hmm. a dog on a leash, and he ordered it around rather than having a relationship with it. And I just thought that is all
thunder and lightning.
That is a very clever commentary on how to have relationships. Very clever. She was very clever about it, quite frankly, and a lot of things talking about relationships. Because there's also a fair amount of commentary on colonialism and immigration and classism, racism. Ooh, there's a lot of hidden commentary on it, and never makes a big deal about it, but it's very clear. And I thought, again, another clever way to write about it.
There was a small deal made about it in Sarah's speech to the council.
Oh, there was.
But it was very well done, well timed, and it wasn't so in your face.
It was not preachy, but it built on little clues that had been there all along. And which, again, you don't have to get preachy about it. It's just there, and it's already a part of the world. So we have... Hi, Elena.
Welcome.
It has been a while. And we appreciate you watching. I've seen your comments, so thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just really liked that.
Yeah. And her whole speech to the council I thought was really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she decided to stand up for herself and stand up for other witches and stuff, and just kind of F the patriarchy kind of a situation, and I loved it.
Yeah, or the class system.
Yeah,
basically in general.
Yeah, she's like, oh, So you guys who kicked
Yeah.
me out,
Now yeah.
and now you're crawling back to me, wanting my help.
It was very much the positions in power were held by members of the magical families who'd had generations of
Inbreeding.
power. Yeah, she talked about that. Because they tended to marry each other in order to keep the power within.
Pure. They wanted the pure bloodlines.
Within. So, again, that elite classism sort of thing, that fed into the racism and the immigration issues. And, it was just like, when I say clever, it's because one of the first times that she mentioned it, well, not really, but the first times it was really clear was when she talked about her farmer friend and how their favorite pub had used to be the Red Lion.
Something like
until they had gone in there and seen a poster that said something like immigrants leave or immigrants out or something like that. And then it just went on and said, and that's why our favorite pub was now the Red
something,
whatever. That was it. But for me, that hits harder than if you sat there and spent half a page preaching about it. It just hits harder because it feels more, well, first of all, nobody likes to be preached at. I don't care if they're right. I don't care if they have good points. Nobody likes to be preached at. Nobody. You lose an audience quicker than anything when you're preached at. So just don't. Which is why I hate it so much when it happens in books. I'm like, I'm capable. I'm an empathetic person. I'm capable of getting this. Don't preach at me. So I just if you so appreciate this.
Yeah. If you have to preach in a book, then you're not writing well enough.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
Exactly.
Because I should be able to figure out exactly what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
And implying. And if I can't figure it out while I'm reading, then you need to write better.
It's not like we're not, for the most part, aware of these social issues. We're not dumb. Don't talk down to me,
Yeah.
We're very well aware of the social climate at the moment. We're very well aware. So no, you don't need to explain it to me. That was very clear to me what that meant. And all the more so because she didn't harp on it. She didn't preach about it, but she put it there. It was there. And it was very obvious. So it's that speech at the end didn't feel preachy or overblown. All the seeds had been sown beforehand. And it was part of her deal. She's like, I'm not going to do this for you unless you do this for me.
Right.
And so, fair enough.
Yeah.
And they did. They caved.
As they should.
But the moment when she took a minute to look around the table and realized that she was looking at white middle-aged people. At least it wasn't all men, but it was white middle-aged people. And those were the people in power. And I'm like,
I'm just gonna. Anyway. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I will say, and maybe this is where I'm not very intuitive, but I hate to say I appreciated it because I don't appreciate it existing. But the fact that this book is set in England and not America, and I know that being in America, we can always feel like our problems are only our problems and the worst of our problems, or that, I know any of y'all that might be watching this that live overseas probably think we have a tendency to be a little egocentric over here.
Just a little bit.
So but I think that, probably a lot of people think in terms of their own existence, not necessarily. Anyway, long way to say that it was a bit, I can't phrase this positively because it's not a positive thing. the fact that these issues exist, obviously, in England as well as here, and I'm sure in many other countries as well. This sounds so bad to say that it makes me feel a little bit better about my own country being so awful sometimes. That it's a global problem.
You don't feel
that
as
we
alone.
Thank you. Because it can
Yeah.
feel very much like we are judged as a country because of our current climate. Rightfully so, but
honestly,
it can be a echo chamber when all of your information from other countries comes via social media.
or it doesn't come at all because it's being.
But it just it can sometimes feel like these sorts of things don't happen in other places.
Right.
That other places are more welcoming than we are, or better at handling things than we are. And it can feel like, I don't know how to put it so that it doesn't sound terrible. And I don't mean it terribly. I don't know how to say it. I don't know.
There is no good way to say it.
There is no good way to say it.
But
that maybe if there's more people that have this sort of issue, if it's more of a global problem, maybe we can come up with solutions, because we can't rely on our current climate to have any good solutions at the moment. So that perhaps if there are other people in other countries who have the same problem that can come up with good solutions, maybe we can all look there.
Sound like our current leaders would be accepting of that.
Well,
but yes, I think it would be great if the countries could band together and come up with solutions to global issues like this.
Yeah.
Will it happen?
I don't want to get political.
I don't either. We're just gonna
move on. I'll just say I found it interesting. Because sometimes you can live in your own bubble and not realize that other countries deal with some of the same issues that you do. There, we'll just stop there. I need to shut up now because I shouldn't have started down that rabbit hole. Anyway, that's why I read.
That's why
to pop my bubbles.
That's why we read.
To pop the bubbles that I live in. That's why we read.
To escape reality. But yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Sadly. Yes.
But anyway, I don't know. Was there anything else in here that...
Yeah, let's leave on a more positive note than that, please.
I was like, there's gotta be something else.
Okay, I do think magic was its own character.
I liked it. Like, because it wasn't just necessarily Sarah's magic either. Just like,
no,
there were so many different types of magic, and it was very interesting to see how magic varied by person.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. One thing I just realized, we never really saw a lot of Luke's magic.
No, we didn't.
I mean, he fixed the garden that time, but that's like it.
His magic was very like...
I mean, it said from the get-go that he wasn't very powerful.
No.
But I didn't really see much from him. Anyway, okay. So yeah, it was, yes.
Yeah.
For everybody. And the inn was its own character too.
It was.
It was very much its own character.
And it was just as quirky as the rest of them, with all of the things happening, as we've mentioned. And I really like that. And it was really funny when Luke and Posey got there and she was telling him like, oh hey, I hope you brought an umbrella because it rains tea in here.
It rains tea in this room every Sunday.
Yeah. So just like those little things. It added character. The inn had so much character.
Well, and the way
one of those, like,
the way it was, well, and in a way it was her magic, because the spell that she cast, it was her magic on the inn. But it was like, it felt like the inn was trying to help her. was trying to help her see
Mm-hmm.
that she was, by showing her all of her past selves, the inn was trying to say, this is you. And, she was the one that was misinterpreting it, but the inn was trying to help her. And
yeah. Oh my gosh, the scene where Luke's mom was trying to find the inn and she couldn't.
I know.
That was hilarious. She just kept driving around like trying to find it. Or was it someone's dad too? Nicholas's dad. And just like they couldn't find it. And so Sarah had to like take the walls down from the magic, the spell, to let them in because they were not welcome. Mm-hmm. They were not good people.
And she wasn't going to do it.
Oh no.
She wasn't going to do it.
They had to like almost beg her to take it down, which is like, why? Like, are you sure that you want me to do this?
Oh, and the fact that she did not want to tell the inn what to do. The inn knew its business.
Right.
And she did not need to be telling it what to do.
Exactly.
Which I thought was so cute.
It was very cute.
So another way, the inn was just a character in and of itself.
Yeah, and her magic.
And her magic, yeah.
Because she said that she didn't want to boss her magic around like Albert.
Right. Yeah.
So they had a mutual understanding and respect of each other, and she didn't want to be the one to be commanding of the magic. Like, you will do this because you are my magic, and this is what I want to do. It's just like, no. If my spell says that you are not welcome here, you're not welcome here.
The inn knows its business, and I'm not going to tell it what to do. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, yes, loved it. This is, in my opinion, the perfect style of cozy fantasy. Perfect style.
It's a very good style of cozy fantasy. But I also, then again, I think that's another thing is I'm just not like a super big fan of cozy fantasy. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm really not either because...
That's true. You like more like high stakes.
Yeah, I mean, this is not like, for instance, I thought that Legend and Lattes was meh. I mean, it was okay. It was meh. I mean, that was very much one where the stakes were very low. Everything worked out just fine all the time. It just didn't take... I just finished another one, which was very good. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars maybe because it was just too sweet, Everything worked out just fine. There were stakes.
What did that say about us? But it was don't like books that are too sweet. We're over here just like we need something that's realistic, has death and whatever.
Okay, but it's like life, If everything's happy and sunshiny all the time, you don't appreciate the happy and the sunshiny. It's those moments when things aren't so happy that make you appreciate when it is. And, if something's too sweet, it just gives you a toothache. And you want the balance. And this is very good at that. And some of it's just, a lot of it is just not. A lot of it is full of Mary Sue's that just always know exactly what to do.
Not this.
Not this.
Fantasy books.
A lot of cozy fantasy. Remember when we read A Werewolf's Guide to whatever the heck that was?
To dating
I don't even remember.
A witch's guide to dating a demon.
No.
What was it called? It was a werewolf's guide to.
What was it?
Seducing a vampire.
Seducing a vampire. Like in that one. Oh. Again, with the whole everybody knew exactly how to treat everybody else, and
it was just too much.
Too much, way too much.
I needed to see more, like...
And it was dumb.
I still do want to read the book. Is it Fake Dating a Demon? The one, I don't even know what the title of it is, but there's another book in the world, and I want to read about Demon, because he was my favorite character.
Yeah.
The only character I liked in A Werewolf's Guide. And he has his own book.
Yeah.
I don't read it, but that's next year.
Anyway, yeah. I like this because the answers were not easy. The outcomes were not perfect. And it was still sweet with people being kind to one another. And that is something I like to read about.
Yeah.
Even if there is those moments when you're just like, can we have a learning curve here? So that sometimes it feels good to see other people struggling and see how they come to terms with it, like how they deal, like that learning curve, how you deal with that learning curve. Sometimes that's just nice to see too. But anyway, it's all right. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. So 5 stars.
4 stars. I'm kicking it up. I don't know. I'm
Kicking it up.
I'm gonna get home tonight and I'm gonna find where I wrote my notes because I wrote them down somewhere that I don't normally write notes, which is why I probably forgot to bring them today. And I'm gonna text you and I'm gonna
tell me why.
This is why.
Tell me why.
This is why. It was only 3.5 stars, but yeah, no, I'm still gonna. I would still recommend this book. Definitely this. A Very Secret Society of Regular Witches. Her writing, I love it. I really do. Like, her books are so easy to read. Like, I flew through this book. I think it only took me like a couple of days to read. Super easy, very chill. Obviously, like, not a book to take super seriously because, I mean, it's cozy fantasy, so you shouldn't be taking it super seriously anyway. But yeah, just she does a fantastic job with her writing.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you pick one for next month?
I was just thinking about that. I did.
Did you? Oh. I thought from that reaction you're gonna be like, I did.
No, I was just sitting here and I realized it's my turn to pick.
It is your turn to pick.
So yeah, I'll get back to you guys on that. I was trying to think of what books I do have on my TBR. For the end of the year, I know for sure that there are 14 left in my 25 and 25 that I need to read. Haha. And
we're not going to talk about that. That's another subject for another time.
Yep.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Ooh, there is the book that I just got at Barnes. Murder at Mistletoe Manor. That Cass and I were gonna buddy read. So
like a cozy mystery kind of thing.
A little murder mystery. Christmas themed. So maybe
a little cozy mystery.
See, and if you go to Barnes right now and you get a little drink, this is not from Starbucks, but still get a little something from their cafe or another purchase, $5. That book is $5.
Well,
that's your tip for the day.
There you go.
But anyway, I will let y'all know what the book is on our Instagram or TikTok. It'll be on Instagram for sure.
I'm sure in one of our future videos we'll mention it as well.
Yeah, there'll be multiple places to figure out what book we're reading.
We'll let y'all know
that you guys are just so jumping in the bit to discuss books with us.
Yes.
But yeah,
okay.
And speaking of Instagram and things like that, you should go follow us over there at Everyday Epic Book Club. We do have more content over there, obviously. And also, you can, if you're not already, subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Then you'll get to see us every week with new book videos. I don't exactly know what all we have planned for December because we kind of, per usual, dropped the ball a little bit on the planning. But you will for sure be able to see our wrap up for November. That's one. Maybe a movie watch along that we filmed a while back and I still haven't edited. It hasn't gotten up yet, so maybe you'll have that. And yeah, then obviously end out the month of book club. So some good things to look forward to.
Yes. Yep. And thank you, by the way, all of you for dropping in and getting in the chat.
It was so nice to see people in the chat.
It was nice to see people in the chat. Elena and Jason, nice to see you both back again. So yeah, appreciate you being here. So also you can check out the rest of Amy's channel because it is more than just book content, although there's quite a bit of that to go through as well. But she also has things like home decor and fashion and shopping hauls and home renovations.
Not so many shopping hauls anymore.
Not so many.
On a financial journey.
Which, exactly. New series where she talks about her financial journey to being debt-free. So
it's a time.
It's been a time.
It's a time we're having.
A time, but she's holding herself accountable and working towards it, and that's huge.
It's a step in the right direction.
To throw it out there to, the World Wide Webs.
So everyone can see just
with
how
all your fumbles and well, the last one was very good. The last one was good. So you're getting there. you're getting there.
Just wait
Anyway,
till
you can
see
follow along with all of
the
that.
video.
It is good. It's good. Especially, if you're doing your own journey to kind of like feel like we're all
You're
in this
not
together.
alone.
That's right.
And maybe someone's worse off than you. So
Nah.
who knows? Anyway.
So do that. Also, she has a blog. You can go check that out. And see features like Watch It Wednesdays and Foodie Fridays. So do all that and become a part of the entire Everyday Adventure family.
It's a little
It's
early.
been a minute since I said all of that, so I have to remind myself what was on our show.
All right. Well, with all that being said, that's going to do it for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to us talk about an amazing, cozy fantasy book that we highly, sorry, those cameras backwards, that we highly recommend that you read. So do that. And I'm Amy.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are
the Everyday Epic.
We'll see y'all in the next one.
Bye.